Hi, Bella. Hi, Bella. Nice to see you again. I think when we'll finally meet live, it will be like we'll have that feeling that we know each other forever. The nice parts of Zoom. So today we will discuss the keys or gates that activate the Libra or that are activated by the Libra energy. We are now on the cusp going from Virgo to Libra. So I think it's exciting. We are entering a new sign. And I know you, Bella, have some placements here. So I guess it feels in a way for you. Yes. So this will be today. How do you feel about it?
I feel like the 46 has been alive. We had Venus going through the 46 a little while ago and now Mars. So I basically have people that are a little bit more into astrology. My Mars, my natal Mars, has the transiting Mars on it. And that only happens every 2 years because that's the time it takes for Mars. So for me, I feel like the 46 has been very activated. And I think it's what is a super galactic center as well, has to do with that 46. And I like it also understanding that it has both Virgo and Libra. And I think we might have spoken about that last time, but I was watching a video from Brazil, a Brazilian astrologer who was speaking about Mars as like how sexually, how we express ourselves. And it just made so much sense to me to hear that 46, what I can feel in my own relationship to that, like both the Virgo, more kind of body, physical, but also that in relationship, maybe not as sexuality, but always feeling into that harmony or disharmony and wanting to find the harmony, and sometimes for me, sexually, there has been breakdowns that the other is like, well, why can't you not just go along? And I'm like, no, there has to be a breakdown. Because the only way of really coming into that harmony, I kind of know that sometimes it has to break down. And it's been interesting. And it hasn't happened, like it's happened in several relationships where I just know it has to go there. And a part of me, because I have so much Libra, it's like, no, I don't know. It's uncomfortable when it breaks down. But then I've learned that it's worth the uncomfortable, because when Libra can find that true harmony, equilibrium, that's when real beauty can happen. That's when Venus can really express herself. So that's my personal experience, and why I also feel like this year, in this period with first Venus and then Mars and now the Sun, like it's a lot of 46 happening.
Nice. I resonate with some of the parts you said. So I'd like to first say about the Libra bit. As you said, many people come wanting to know more about astrology or are interested in astrology, and then of course we'll go each by each in each of the keys. So what's essentially important for the Libra archetype from my perspective is this need for justice and for balance and for equilibrium. So there are two signs I always associate with fighting for justice. One is Libra and the other one is Sagittarius. But Libra won't have the sword or the arch. Libra just has that social part of fighting for justice. That kind of a very acute, and we're seeing the 57, that kind of intuition that, something is fishy here. So Libra, I think, brings this need for balance, and especially need for balance and for honesty in relationships. Libra, wherever you have placements in Libra, it's about that kind of I receive and I give, and I want that balance to be fair. The other part, as you said about Venus and Mars, I think that's beautiful, and the Libra season is a nice season to work with these energies. What is our Mars? What is our Venus? And how is that balance between the masculine and feminine side in ourselves? Because sometimes it might be inner conflict and then it's outer conflict too. Libra is, from my perspective, the Venusian energy. Libra is governed by Venus. So everything related to beauty, to smell, to surroundings, everything like that. Maybe this is why I wanted to be outside, I don't know. But everything related to the Venusian part is important for Libra. So we are entering this kind of portal. Even Taurus is, as we are governed by Venus, but Libra even more. So if you feel you want to make changes in the house, changes in the way you look, changes in the way you treat your body, it's a great season for that. Venus just helps us with that. So that I would say the general idea of Libra, whatever placement you have there, maybe it's rising, doesn't matter, Jupiter, whatever it is. So, okay, do you want to add something here? Is something that you want to add about Libra? Is it something that pops?
I feel like just one thing I've been contemplating Libra and understanding there is also, it's also masculine. Because if we think about Taurus, it's more the body, it's more like the inner, it's more like the contention. And then Libra is very outgoing and kind of, go that cardinal aspect of like going out and seeking, airy in that sense. And I feel that is something before, because it's connected to Venus, I hadn't really felt that kind of action. But it's almost like when it comes to Taurus, like people come into you, people come home, and you bring them into your home. And then Libra is out there and creating connection. So that's maybe where, just a little add to the energy of Libra.
Yeah, thank you. Very useful for understanding the Libra placement. Thank you. So let's dive into them. We'll go first with the 46. As you said, 46 is the one making this transition from the Virgo to the Libra. And it's one of the keys that I find many times in the profiles of people who do body work, or in the profiles of people who are into Tantra, who are into exploring the body as a vehicle for enlightenment and as a vehicle for the next layer in a way of knowledge. So we have the shadow of seriousness, the gift of delight, and the city of ecstasy. And yeah, ecstasy, I think, says it all, the delight and ecstasy, that switch from just being too serious in the life and in the body to just breathing and getting in contact with this beautiful vehicle we have and can get us further. It's in the channel with 29, so I think many times this super tantric beautiful energy is about saying yes to life and to knowing what to say yes to. It's like, if it's like a yes, a soft yes, maybe it's a better no than yes. If it's a total yes, if the body says yes, if it's that happiness that just brings the joy and the delight, then 46 is happy too. So many times they work very beautifully together, or this is how I saw it in the clients I work with. What's your view on it? What's 46 for you? And also, you want to show us the image?
Yeah, so here's the image. What makes me a little bit sad is that even a picture like this that is so beautiful, I've started to be afraid that if I share something like this on Facebook, then it's going to say this goes against the community standards, because there is something with that tantric, beautiful, sensual part of us that often becomes censored, which is so sad. There are like movies that are really scary and really a lot of like violence in that you can watch from you are like a child, but things that have to do with the beauty of the body and our sensuality sometimes gets, for what I think, censored in a way that isn't helpful. So for me, it's the nakedness and the beauty of that nakedness, and also, like you're saying, to be so alive in the body, so it doesn't really matter what life takes you. It's there is no failure, there is no success in the sense that you're so in tune with life, so every experience that you have, you're growing from it, and that is the reason, that's the purpose. And I believe as well that for the 46, it's about letting go of the expectations, because when you have expectations, you don't really feel like, often nothing goes like what you expected, and then you don't feel like you're lucky. And this is the serendipity, we call it the rainmaker as well, because it has that ability to be in the right place in the right time. And that also comes from not holding so tight at the expectations of how things should be. That's a beauty for me with the 46. And also, like you were saying, connected to that 29. And the commitment comes from the 29, but really the kind of determination of really, this is the direction, this is the experience that we are fully in together in until it's until the end. That comes from the 46. It has that determination, that kind of, pushing upwards. And I have it in my EQ, which is, it's been hard sometimes because I have the 25 in my IQ, and that those programming partners of constriction and seriousness. I think a lot of those years in the Venus sequence we speak about those years between the 21 first years. For me, since I have them coding 7 to 14 and 14 to 21, IQ and EQ, I believe that the shadow of constriction and seriousness like really ate a lot of the beauty of those years for me. And I was very serious in school. I was very afraid of failing. I have a 32 as well, very afraid of failing. So I think I lived a half life in many ways. And I always had, though, the connection to the 46. I knew that life was ecstasy. I was longing for the summer when we were going to go to Spain and I could eat like peaches, that are like so tasty from the sun, and like just be on the beach. But the whole year I didn't allow myself to live anything like that. I was in complete constriction because I needed to have A+ in school, because if somebody, if I had another grade written kind of in my face, I didn't, life was so serious. School, which isn't even life, I made something so serious that wasn't. Most teenagers are like, oh, I like this subject, I don't like this subject. But I had some kind of constriction there where I couldn't see it's just school, it's just the grade. So I know how it is to be, how it is to be locked in the shadow frequency here. And my way back was through Tantra, like absolutely through that way of seeing it doesn't really matter. Like the result doesn't really matter. It's a continuous discovery of life. If I can say yes to every moment. And that third line in my 46 sometimes have to be in weird situations, in uncomfortable places. And that's what I feel the ability. It has a lot of like bandwidths because it has Virgo, it has Libra. The 46 is very rich in that way. And it knows how to face life. So very, unnecessary to box yourself in, big yes to life and all the widths of what life can be is what it feels like for me.
Beautiful. No, I wish I had it too. Can we exchange the profile for a week? What I wanted to say here, so what I wrote for today, I also wrote the minerals or the crystals. I started exploring with that part too. And for those of you who want to know more, they are on the Gene Keys page. I think there's also an index with the crystals. Many times I see that I have clients who like to work with their placements in alternative ways. So placing the crystal of a key might do something for you that week. Maybe it calms you down. Maybe it balances your energy. So I also wrote the crystals of the activations we talk about. So the crystal for 46 is ruby, and it was so much red in the picture. It's ruby, and it's such a beautiful crystal to work with the energy of the body and to work with the sensual part and the relationship part. So try it, see it if it does something for you this week. And also thank you for mentioning the 25. As you know, I like working with the sacred seals, and whenever I know a key is a programming partner of a sacred seal, that is a huge healing couple. They are programming partners that do healing. So 46 and 25 have a lot to do with healing through love and healing through the love of the body and universal love. So yeah, take a look. Maybe you have 25, those of you who watch, and then 46 can be a way of healing for you too.